Montana here, coming at you in your homes to give you some good old basketball tutorials. Some fundamental things that I've learned to pick up, things that have helped me fundamentally grow as a player. And eventually, once you get the fundamentals, you can add your own little style to them. So, just gonna teach you some basic dribbling things that help me become good at dribbling and things like that. And maybe in the future, somewhere along the way, we might be able to do some more drills, maybe shooting and passing, things like that. But let's get started. So the first thing you want to do before we get into any of these drills is you want to stretch. That's the thing I want you guys to do. I want you to get on the ground, do some hurdles, touch your toes, stretch your back, the whole 9 yards, do some thumb ups, make sure your hands are loose. Because you want to be loose for these basketball drills and stuff like that. I know these are basic, fundamental things, but like the looser you are, the better you'll perform, the better your body will take it, right? So that's the first thing to do. So second, the first drill that I usually do when I warm up, when I'm on a basketball court, is called my highs and lows. So basically, like what I do is it's a bunch of different names for drills, and I'm pretty sure if you're familiar with basketball, you'll be like, oh, that's not what it's called. But growing up, that's what we were told, and like I was coached to, that's what it was. So if it's different, if it sounds like something familiar that you know, and it looks the same, if it quack like a duck, it's a duck. So it's cool. Like they're all different. It's all perfectly fine. All right, so first thing I do is called the highs low. So basically what you do is you take both of your hands individually with the ball, right? And what you do is you go high. You start high, right? You take both hands, well, you take one hand first, and you start high, right? And then as you gradually get lower, you dribble faster, right? So you get the balance. So you get the comfortability of how it feels when you're dribbling, basically, working that hand out, right? Then you switch it and you go to the other hand. So what you do is you start high. And basically, you don't have to rush it like I do. If you don't feel comfortable at a certain distance and you want to get your hand right or whatever the case may be, that's perfectly fine. But once you get comfortable, you basically want to keep going lower, 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 just like that. So that's what's called the high-low. Basically, that's just basically balancing your hands out. Usually, that's what I used to say. Helps me balance my hands out if my hand is feeling a little off. Now, usually what I do with that drill is I start with my off hand first. So I'm left-handed, which means I start with my right hand first. Because I know that's going to tell how my dribbling day is going to go if I'm feeling a little off on my right hand. You know what I mean? So definitely give that one a try. All right, so this next drill that I got for you that I usually use when I'm warming up in a game is called the stationary crossover drill, basically. So basically what you want to do, there's three different ways, three different ranges of your stationary crossover you do. So there's the low, which is basically this, right? And then there's the medium, which is like this, where you're kind of half crouched, half crouched, half crouched. And then there's the high, which is you go like that, right? So you basically, for the three ones, what you want to do to get good at this drill is basically you start low, you go medium, you go high, right? So you do 10 low, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Then you go medium, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Then you go high, you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excuse that I have a bumpy street right here, so it kind of knocked the ball over. But it's pretty much what it is. So what you do is you combine all of those together, right? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you go high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just like that. And basically what you want to do is when you get good at the drill, you can go from high to low if you want to. And basically, you don't necessarily have to do it all in that order. You can switch it up. You can flip it up if you want to. So you can go low, go straight high, go back to medium. Do it any way you want to once you get good at it. And also, you can work at it at your own different pace. So if you're feeling comfortable low dribbling, practice that until you get better at medium and high. If you're feeling comfortable high dribbling, personally I am, I get high dribbling. I do that more. And you don't have to do 10 dribbles. You can do as many as you want to. And the objective of that whole drill is to get faster and better at it and more efficient at it, so you don't fumble and mumble it. That's it. All right. So the next drill is called the in and outs. Basically, it's just like stationary crossover, except you're just doing in and outs. And what an in and out is basically you're turning the ball like this. You're turning the ball just like that. That's all you're doing, is turning it. So that's what an in and out is. Basically, you do the same thing you were doing for stationary crossover. Spread your legs. You want to be able to get low. In this position, in this drill, you want to kind of get a little bit lower. So what you want to do is, you want to go from side to side. You want to get this rhythm first, this crossover rhythm. Going back and forth just like this. You're comfortable with it, right? And then you want to add a little sauce to it, you know what I'm saying? It's like putting a little sauce in the pan. That's all you want to do. And the objective is, you want to get better at it. You want to get faster at it. Just like that. Sorry about the curve. You just want to get faster at it. Faster at it. And basically, that helps you adjust yourself. And once you get better at doing that little crossover, you can feel yourself. It can add a little bit more into your repertoire as you get more advanced into dribbling. You'll be like, oh, I can add this to that. And you get better at your footwork. You can step over. With a lot of other things. Hopefully we'll get to in another day. But pretty much basic drills. And what you do is you do those back and forth, just like that, until you feel comfortable, stationary. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed those basketball tutorials. Super duper easy, super fundamental to do. If you're having trouble doing them right now, don't worry. The more practice you'll get, you'll be better at it. Don't you worry about it. I want you guys, if you're trying them at home, see if you can record yourself, send the videos in. I would love to check them out and see the enormous talent that you guys have, because I know you do. I miss you guys. I want you guys to stay safe, and I want you guys to have fun, all right? Stay awesome, all right, guys? Bye.